Hi, I'm Miss Kristen of the Oosterhout Free Library. Do you like to collect things? Do you know what a collection is? Well, a collection is a group of things gathered together to study or to display or show off, or even as a hobby. Some kids might like to collect toys like cars or unicorns or even dinosaurs. Some kids like to collect things from nature like cool rocks. A collection can be anything that you like. Can you guess what libraries like to collect? If you guessed books, you're right, because we sure have a lot of books. And today I have a story to share with you about two friends, Rosie and Winslow, and they're collectors. They like to collect things they find in nature. They display their collection in their treehouse, and they have room for just one more thing. So they go on a nature walk to find the perfect item. What will it be? Let's find out. Oh, and I'll show you how to make your own collection box for your next nature walk. So let's get started with the collectors.
The Collectors, written and illustrated by Alice Fagan, published by Kids Can Press. On the edge of the forest, Winslow and Rosie were building an impressive collection of natural wonders. Their treehouse, nestled in a tall oak, was the perfect place to display their treasures. The two friends made the perfect team. Winslow was the fearless finder. She could climb steep trails and spot treasures hidden in the most unusual places. Rosie was the clever cataloger. She could identify countless plants and animals and skillfully sketch them in her field journal. Their collection was nearly complete. It had room for only one final piece. It has to be something we've never found before. Something extraordinary. So they packed their gear and set off into the forest. Magnifying glass, compass, binoculars, water and snacks, collection jars and map, trowels, field journal and art supplies, headlamps and backpack. Winslow led the way up the trail and along the creek. Rosie followed carefully behind. "That's it," said Winslow, pointing to the giant gemstone. The jewel certainly was extraordinary, but it was too heavy. On they marched farther into the forest until it opened into a wide valley. Rosie noticed something poking out of the ground. She identified it as a Tyrannosaurus skull. They dug and they dug and they dug, but the bones were too big. While the girls climbed to an overlook, the sun peeked through the rain clouds. In the distance, Winslow and Rosie spotted a beautiful rainbow, but it was too far. Back on the trail, they continued hiking through an old spruce grove. Rosie spotted a rare red feather from a woodpecker she had never seen. Quickly, she sketched it into her field journal and reached for the feather, but it was too high. Rosie was beginning to worry they would never complete their collection. As Winslow dipped her toes in the lake to cool off, she saw something sparkling under the water. The girls dove down to investigate and spied a gold nugget. But it was too deep. "Let's keep going," encouraged Winslow. The trail pitched steeply up the mountain, and the girls climbed farther than they ever had before, past a rushing waterfall and up to the summit. There, Winslow and Rosie found a deep, dark cave. Surely a mysterious cave must hold something extraordinary. Inside the cave, darkness surrounded them. It was hard to see anything beyond the dim light of their headlamps. If there was something extraordinary in the cave, it would be too hidden. Then they heard a growl. Ah! Winslow and Rosie ran as fast as they could down the mountain, along the lake, through the spruce grove, past the overlook, up the valley, across the creek, and into their treehouse. Safely inside, the girls put away their gear. The empty space on the wall stared down at them. Winslow's fearless finding skills and Rosie's careful cataloging had been of no use. They hadn't found anything extraordinary for their collection. The day was a failure. Winslow opened Rosie's field journal. Maybe we didn't complete our collection, but you cataloged a rare bird species. Rosie smiled. True, she said. She looked at their map of the forest, and because of you, we explored farther than ever before. Winslow and Rosie decided to try again tomorrow, when suddenly they were interrupted by a strange noise. The girls watched with wonder as 3 baby birds hatched from their eggs. Something extraordinary had been there all along. Right outside their treehouse. The end.
Rosie and Winslow sure had a great adventure, only to find that the perfect treasure was right outside their window. You and your family can go on a nature walk together in a park or right in your own backyard. What kind of treasures will you find? You can make your own collection box to take along with you. It's easy and quick to turn an old egg carton into a collecting kit that you can take along with you on your next nature walk. Then fill it with the natural wonders that you find. Follow these easy steps to create your own collecting box. Step 1, find an empty, clean egg carton. Step 2, you can paint, color, or use stickers to decorate the outside of the egg carton. You can even give your collection a name. Step 3, now this is the fun part. Take your box with you and your family out on a nature walk, and then fill each compartment with something special that you find. Maybe it's a cool rock, a feather, a pine cone, or an acorn, or maybe even a pretty leaf. Who knows what you'll find? Step 4, when you're back home, cut out a piece of paper the size of the inside of the lid of the egg carton, and then draw or label what each of your specimens or special finds are. You'll be just like Rosie from the story who cataloged her finds. Now, here's some do's and don'ts to keep in mind when you're out on your nature walk. Do collect things that you find lying on the ground. Don't collect things like leaves or flowers that are still growing. Don't collect things that are live, like animals or insects. And when you collect things, think about where each of your finds might come from. And do ask your adult if an object is safe for you to pick up. And remember, you don't have to go far to find something wonderful in nature to collect. It might be in your own backyard. And as we saw in the story, some of the best things in nature are meant to be seen and not to keep, like the red feather, the rainbow, and the birds. Well, I hope you have fun exploring, and we'll see you next time. Bye.